What's going on, everyone?
We got Luke here.
And David! Alright, so today, Luke's actually going to give us a little Q&A.
I'll be asking David the questions this time.
About how my bulk's going.
Yes.
Or lack thereof.
Of course. So let's start it off, shall we? The first question we have is, how long ago did you begin your bulk?
Well, Luke.
Yes.
That's a good question, I guess you could say. So, as you guys may or may not know, I had my first cut and bulk phase, I guess you could say. I ended my cut in early July, and I maintained from July till the end of August. I didn't get as lean as I wanted to, but it was the first time that I did it, so in my opinion, I could have changed a few things, but that's another video for another day, potentially a couple months down the road from now when I do my second cut. Regardless, I started this bulk in middle to late August, and yeah, it's been progressing steadily since then. I reverse dieted my way up. Alright, does that answer your question?
That sounds good.
Okay.
So, how long do you plan on going for on this bulk?
So originally, my goal was to bulk up until April. So not even a full year. But I think at this point, I'm going to have to go a little bit longer because the process has been a lot slower. There's been a few setbacks in terms of my overall health. I actually got sick. As you guys know, I've got Crohn's disease. So from September to, I'm going to say, just before the beginning of October, I actually had a bacteria infection. I lost like 15 pounds worth, so I ended up being less than what I was when I was cutting, which sucked. So that was a massive setback. But basically, if I can go right until April and hit remotely close to my goal weight, that would be great. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep going and hopefully hit it by May, June, July.
So what is the goal weight that you're going for?
I want to hit 200 pounds, but I don't know. What
are you at right now?
Right now I'm at 174. That's not very realistic, I don't think, to hit 200 in this bulk. It's a little presumptuous of me to think that I'm going to be able to get that high. I realize that. But if I can hit 190 and still be relatively lean, I might just continue and go to 200. At this point, it's been hard. It's been steady, but I have been making gains slowly but surely. Yeah, it's been a long process, I guess you could say. Most people say that they look forward to bulking, but again, having Crohn's disease, I'm not exactly sitting there just filling my face with like donuts and cakes and then adding protein shakes on the side and saying, oh, carbs, protein, fat, good.
Yeah, so it's got to be still decent foods for you and everything.
Yeah.
So what's the amount of weight that you think that people say you can put on without it turning into fat? Like how much weight per week or month?
I think that all depends on the person and the way that they're training. Like, obviously, if you're on steroids, you can eat whatever the hell you want.
So for yourself, what would you say it is? Because, like, obviously you're saying it would be tough to gain, like, 25 pounds. So what do you think is a realistic amount of weight you can gain in the next,
Right now, I'm gaining anywhere from 0.5 of a pound to 1.5 pounds. It's really changed week by week on the scale. My calories really haven't jumped up that much. Like, I'm sitting around 3,600. This week I'm probably going to increase to 3,700 if I don't gain at least 0.5 of a pound. So yeah, realistically, in my opinion, if you're going more than 2 pounds a week, you're probably going to get a lot of body fat really quick.
Probably. So
as for the actual science behind it, though, I think that all depends on the person, your style of training. I mean, like, if you're a collegiate athlete and you're training 3 hours a day type of thing, and your coach tells you need to put on size, then you're gonna eat to put on size quick.
Yeah. So for you then, how are you approaching your bulk in terms of training? What's your routine like?
Well, with school being busy, and as you guys saw from the previous video, driving a Zamboni, and I'm also a personal trainer actually, it's kind of difficult to get as much training as I'd like to get in. So right now I'm doing 4-day splits of chest, triceps, and I'm actually including calves in it occasionally. Basically what I do is, Carly takes forever to get ready. I pretty much work out with her every time. So while she's getting ready, or if I get changed before her and I finish, I will go and do 5 sets of calf raises weighted or single leg with some sort of resistance band, just as something to make it difficult, obviously. So usually it's like chest, triceps, calves, and then I'll take either a day off depending on my work schedule, or do back day with biceps and abs the following day. I'm not stressing abs too much, though, guys. I'm still doing abs twice a week, as I'll do them on leg day. But I've noticed that if I actually control the lifts a lot more, you almost don't need to have tons of there's no need for a marathon ab workout.
So you're saying they get kind of work indirectly?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Like through deadlifts, squats.
Yeah.
I've even started noticing it on lat pull downs. If I find that like perfect weight, it's worked out quite a bit for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so continuing I typically end up going like Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday if I can't go Tuesday, and then Thursday I'll do leg day. Friday is pretty much out of the question. It's like school in the morning, then finish school, go to personal training, come home, make some food, then go to work for the Zamboni place, come home, and it's like my whole day's done. Start at like 6 in the morning, I'm done at 11 at night most times. So that kind of sucks. And then Saturday I'll do Saturday or Sunday, depending on which day I'm not at the gym training again. I'll do shoulders and arms with calves again.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good, I'd say.
Yeah, it's a decent split.
Yeah.
I've kind of, my arms are still growing, so I haven't decided to change it up and do an arm day per se. So like I've noticed, like my arms are getting bigger. They're still maintaining vascularity, so to me it works out well. Yeah.
Okay, that's good then. So then now, in terms of diet, you've already touched on like how many calories you're having, but what about like the foods you're eating, macros, stuff like that? How do you approach this bulk in terms of all that?
Yeah, so obviously I'm trying to hit 3,700 calories a day, but if I'm not too strict on the calories, I'm more strict about the macros per gram. So right now I think it's like 450 grams of carbs, like 190 grams of protein, and like 100 grams of fat. It could be different, but regardless, I'm trying to get those as close as I can to being spot on, because not all foods, for whatever reason, when I scan them in or whatever it is using MyFitnessPal, they're not exactly spot on. Certain calories obviously are not weighed the same, which doesn't make sense because obviously a gram of carbs and protein is 4 calories and a gram of fat is 9, so it doesn't make sense as to how simple addition just kind of goes out the window. But maybe it's because they're using sugar alcohols, and there's other stuff that comes into play because the sugar alcohol is like 7 calories. But either way, so I'm not too concerned about that as long as my calories are relatively close to 36 or 3,700 and my macros are pretty much like next to nothing left or like 1 negative. As for the actual food, I try to keep it as clean as possible, but some days it just becomes impossible. I'll run out of time, and just my smoothie will end up being like, instead of a banana, I'll throw in some of our Halloween Smarties or something like that. Like your body doesn't differentiate between simple sugars. Like, it's gonna digest it all the same, just it's not gonna have any nutritional value. So at the end of the day, if it's post workout, I'm not too stressed about it. Plus, like, let's be real, guys, a little box of Smarties is 8 grams of carbs and like 1.5 grams of fat. Like, it's not gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Plus, there's like 2 or 3 grams of protein, so you can get the win there.
Precisely.
Yeah, and it's got your milk.
Yeah.
Protein. So.
Do you eat like the same sort of staple foods every day, or is it widely varying?
It varies, but mostly my carb varies. The protein sources are pretty much the same. Like, I'll have eggs, egg whites, and then I'll make something with that, like either banana pancakes or some sort of French toast with whole wheat bread, or some sort of cashew cereal or something like that. So there's pretty much always eggs and egg whites, milk, chicken, fish, tuna. I have tuna like 3 or 4 times a week. It's just like always there. But my smoothies are pretty much always the same thing, as long as I have the actual ingredients in the house. But yeah, it's mostly just my carb sources that are changing. I try to keep everything as clean as possible. Lactose-free stuff, being lactose intolerant, this whole Crohn's fun stuff. Next to no corn products, so aside from Smarties, it's pretty much no candy.
You're forced into eating clean, which will probably help you in the long run.
Yeah.
And then, do you have trouble hitting those daily calories of 36, 3,700-ish?
In an entire day, no. Like, say Like, we were talking about intermittent fasting on your last video. If I was to try and do intermittent fasting,
That would
and
be tough.
bulk, it would be extremely tough. And like, I was reading up on it. People actually do that. The person you were talking about, the Lean Gains guy,
Yeah.
he does that himself. And oh man,
It's kind of impressive, I guess.
I could not do that. Eating 3,700 calories in 8 hours or even like 9 hours. That's pretty tight.
Yeah.
Like, my breakfast is close to 1,000 calories, assuming I'm not getting up at like 6 in the morning type of thing. And I don't want to eat at all type of thing. But yeah, I don't think I could fit in that window. But other than that, no, it's pretty straightforward. I'm usually done eating by 9 o'clock at night unless I train at 9 at night, and then I'll be finished by 11 p.m. type of thing, 11:30.
That's good.
Yeah.
And then, so if that's not really a challenge for you, then is there any other bulking challenges that you have?
Actually, the actual process of gaining weight, because maybe it's just I'm overtraining or spending too much time in the gym, just like not... maybe I like miscalculated on my maintenance calories that I needed to, and then like the surplus to go into a bulking phase. Maybe I just screwed up the counting of that, but I don't know. It seems to me like
36 or 37 is still pretty high.
Yeah,
so you think
exactly.
that you should gain like a decent amount of weight with that.
And I'm not even doing a lot of cardio. Like, I'll do, like, let's be real, cardio is pretty much sex and like 5-minute warm-ups on a treadmill, so like, if that, and it's pretty much a walking pace. So other than when I pace back and forth with clients, I'm not really doing much cardio. So
I see.
I don't
Nothing
know.
aside from that is really
No,
the trouble at the
no.
moment. The
It's
workouts
all-
are good. The diet's good.
Yeah, yeah. The
It's just
workouts of I'm getting they're connecting. I'm understanding the whole mind muscle connection stuff a lot better now. Like,
That's good.
you don't need to push those heavy ass weights on every single set. Like, as long as you feel a contraction, it works. Like, obviously, don't get me wrong, you do got to push heavy weight at some point, but you got to check your ego out the door.
Precisely. I'd say that's good. For the if I've had to put my input on this, I don't have much to say because I pretty much agree with everything.
Okay.
And yeah, David's the master at this, not me. He's going to school for nutrition and like all these biology sorts of things right now. That is my past, not anymore for me. So I would say, good stuff. We'll see him in April at 200 pounds or something close to it, I think.
And
190,
by that point in
who
time,
knows?
you'll be shredded, right?
That's the goal.
Yeah. Nice. All right, guys. Let me know what you think. Comment, subscribe. We'll get a nice Ziz pose up in this bitch.
See you next time.